It is your favorite fitness and movie nerd, Al King, back on at it again, and your boy got a cook with this one. So I'm gonna need you guys to sit and watch to the very end because man, we got it going on this topic right over here today. Coming at an article over here by Outkick.com. So the creator of woke Star Wars show, The Acolyte, blames fascists and racists for cancellation. Now, let's discuss this here real quick. So we're going to have fun with this one, guys. So now my personal thoughts on The Acolyte real quick. I ain't gonna lie, this show was fun for the action scenes. Like, I ain't gonna lie, this show, out of a lot of Star Wars shows, this show really had some good action scenes. And then the biggest waste of this film, not film, on TV show, the biggest waste of this show was this dude right here. Man, this character played by Manny, bro, this Sith Lord was so savage, and it's such, like, guys, it is such a shame that I doubt we'll even get him to come back for, at least give this man a spinoff show, because he really got fucked over. He got horrifically obliterated, from being in the show, and he was such an awesome character. So there was parts of this show that was really good, and if done right, if they really would have sat down and got some really good creatives with this show, this would arguably be one of the greatest Star Wars shows of all time, in my personal opinion, because it had the fight scenes, it had the action, it had some decent characters that I actually like rock with. I didn't mind Amanda Sternberg. In fact, I thought she was pretty cool. Like, I enjoyed her sister May, that character she was playing. I enjoyed her playing that a lot more. But the concept of her going up against murdering Jedi, with no lightsaber is pretty blasphemy, So I didn't like that idea. She had some really cool fight scenes, with no lightsaber. I ain't gonna cap. But at the same time, man, the concept was pretty not smart. So they had that issue. The storytelling and the writing was not good. So that was the issue there. Issue number 2, when they said that the Force was a woman, like, what? The Force is the Force, man. Like, it's not a gender. It's not like, so they fucked up big time with that. Like, anybody that's a basic Star Wars fan, like, we know these things. And so this is a show that, I ain't gonna lie, you can still have fun with it, I will say. Because a lot of Star Wars shows, they boring as fuck. This is why I say if The Acolyte had the right creatives behind it, it could have honestly been number 1 for the greatest Star Wars shows of all time. If they didn't fuck up the lore, and if they didn't screw up on the Force, that scene there, and certain character developments in the story, this show could have actually been really outstanding. It like, now less, we do got our knuckleheads in the Star Wars community, we do got the fascists, we got the racists, but at the same time, bro, like, if you're a basic Star Wars fan, you can look at this show and be like, no, yeah, they really fucked this shit up, Even as you're trying to like this show, even you can see that. And if I'm keeping it real with you, this show really didn't get all super cool to, well, kind of cool, kind of interesting, I would say, probably towards episode 3. If episode 3, I think that was the episode, but that was the same episode that they said, the Force was a woman. But outside of that dynamic, if they would have switched up that storyline, like, it would have been a lot better. But I like the idea of seeing the 2 twin sisters, split and everything, and thinking one was gone, but the other one survived. I like that. That was cool. But I didn't like the storyline that they threw with it. And then on top of that, to make things worse, they're saying that, so in terms of birthing these 2, like, basically how the witch, how she had birth, like the 2 twins, the twin sisters, the main storylines of this story, it was through the Force. Like, no. Like, nah, like, come on, like, really, that's the best y'all got? Like, no. First you say the Force is a female, then we're gonna birth children, two twin light-skinned women. Like, well, I ain't gonna lie. Hey, Amanda Sternberg, she looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. But really, that's the best storyline y'all can come up with? Man, they dropped the ball with that show. And it's so sad because like Amanda Sternberg, she actually did pretty, Stenberg, I hope I got her last name right, but she actually put on a decent performance. Like, I actually enjoyed parts of her character. Did she steal the show? No. But like there was times where she did actually show out. And it sucks because like when you screw up the writing so badly, and then on top of that, you screwed up the lore too as well. You know, when you got all these people who don't know Star Wars and don't know how to give the fans what they really want, this is what you get. Like, you get an almost great story. You get a damn, that could have been great. Y'all fucked up on this harder than the sequel trilogy. Like at least with the sequel trilogy, okay, it had a good start. This shit didn't, like the Acolyte didn't even have a good start. This shit just had good moments. It had some great action scenes. That's what led this show. You know, sequel trilogy, from what I heard, they didn't even have a plan during the sequel trilogy making that shit. But I ain't gonna lie, episode 7, that gave me a lot of hope for Star Wars. I like that shit gave me a lot of hope for Star Wars. Episode 7, I was like, damn man, this shit finna go crazy. I'm thinking Finn about to be the next big Jedi, but nope. But yeah, man, Star Wars, Disney, man, y'all gotta do something about this. You know, stop blaming the fans, because a clear fan can clearly see, anybody who loves Star Wars right off the rip can see that this was a bad story. And I made some very, very great points on that. A lot of Star Wars fans will agree on me for the most part. Some of them will say no at certain things that I called out in terms of this show actually being like parts of it enjoyable, parts of it more engaging than a show like Andor. I said it many times. Andor is the Young and the Restless of Star Wars. It's boring as fuck. You really do gotta like really be locked in watching that show. In my personal opinion, the shit dragged all the way out. Had some okay moments, but the shit ain't really engaged me like that. But that's my personal opinion. Other Star Wars fans, oh yeah, they finna go savage in the comment section. But you know, the best thing that they really got out of Star Wars right now is really the Mandalorian. And I was hoping Ahsoka was gonna be the next big thing, but it had some cool moments, but Ahsoka was just mediocre. It was mid. Which is sad because like when Ahsoka got introduced into the Mandalorian season 3, I believe, her fight scenes were so good. Like, bro, that was some time I was actually clapping. Like that, her scenes should have been in like a movie theater. That's how good they did that shit up. But other than that, man, Star Wars, Disney, y'all gotta do better. Blaming the fans, I ain't even think us content creators, well, I shouldn't say us, because listen, I'm a small YouTuber, but the bigger ones out there, you know, that's pretty crazy that y'all thinking, dang man, like y'all thinking that, well, which I shouldn't say, you know, us YouTubers ain't got no power, you know, with our influence. I'm not saying that, because we know Hollywood is a whole nother different world. You know, they don't operate in reality. You know, it's corporate driven, like corporate and what's going to get views, what's going to get the most clicks. They don't really operate with creativity and logic at times like a lot of creators out here on YouTube does. This is why a lot of people really do fuck with us a lot more. You know, this is why Hollywood's kind of dying and YouTube is really the new Hollywood, you know. But at our own, like just everybody being their own authentic selves that you just don't see in the mainstream media. There's no stereotypes of certain people. It's just a motherfucker doing their own thing, you know, like literally out here. You know, like what are the odds of seeing a handsome, light-skinned, tatted up person like myself spitting this game right out here to you as we speak, but also at the same time not coming off as egotistical and coming off like another Andrew Tate? You know, what are the odds of seeing that? And in the nerd space as well. I mean, you don't see that very often, you know. So this is the beauty of YouTube. And this is why, yeah, we got a lot more power, honestly, than we think, especially when we start to reach record numbers. But it is your boy, Al King. Let me know what you guys think of this. Like and subscribe, share. Y'all take it easy.